Welcome everyone to the channel. We are going to try to go through very different parts of Torah. Some things are going to be more simple, some things are going to be more in depth. And we're just going to try to go through wherever we can. Preferably we're going to try text-based things, and therefore we're going to, hopefully you will follow along, people will join, give feedback, etc., etc. So today we're just going to start with a story, and the story is about one of the Tanoim. He was at the times of the second Beis HaMikdash, at the end, towards the end period of it. His name is Shimon ben Shatach. He was the Nasi. He was the Jewish leader of the time, of his time. One of his friends was his close friend was Rabbi Yehuda ben Tabai, who was the head of the Bezdin of his time as well. Both of them are mentioned in the beginning of the Mishnah and the beginning of Maseches Pirkei Avos, describing how they're both at the same time as well. His sister married Yana HaMelech, who was from the Chashmonaim dynasty, and there's quite a lot of history to go into about his important role in Am Yisrael. But today we're just going to mention one specific story, and this story is from a Yerushalmi in Maseches Bava Metzia, and this story is in Perek Beis, the Perek of El Metzias, Halacha Hey. And the story goes as follows: that Shimon ben Shatach was, he had a business. Besides the fact that he was a Nasi, he also had a business. His business was that he would sell kisna. Kisna is an Aramaic word as a translation for pishtan in Lashon HaKodesh. Pishtan is flax, right? It's a certain type of plant that grows, and you can make basically from a certain material, which is called linen. So he would sell this, he would resell it, buy the flax, and sell the flax for obviously a higher price. That was his merchandise he would make profit off of. So at one point, his Talmidim, his students, saw that he was working too hard, and they told their rabbi, their teacher, Rebbe, our master, our teacher, how about you loosen the load from yourself, loosen the hard work, and we'll buy you a donkey, and you won't have to work so hard anymore. So what they did was they went ahead, they went to the marketplace, they found it seems to be an Arab merchant. In the Yerushalmi, the wording is Sirkoi. There are a lot of possible translations, but we'll go with the one that Pnei Moshe brings down, which is that he was an Arab merchant, and apparently they found some type of precious stone, a margali, that was found on it. Apparently the seller didn't spot it when he, obviously it seems like he was buying it from other people and reselling it, this Arab merchant, and somehow they managed to see it after they bought it, even before they came back to the Rebbe to show it to him. So they were very happy, obviously. And they came to the Rebbe, they came back to the Rebbe, and they told him, you know what, Rebbe, you don't really have to work anymore. That's it. You could go, focus all your time on Torah, and this is a sign from Hashem, so to speak. They're telling you, we have a piece of merchandise that we bought for you, and it's worth tons because of what came with it. This donkey that had this precious gem. So what his response was? His response was, did the merchant know about this stone? And they said, no, actually, he didn't know about it. So he said, return it. And they said, but the halacha is, right, when it comes to a gezel of a goy, again, this is the psak they were following, the stolen item of a goy, that has to be returned fine. But a lost item of a goy, this very likely was a lost item, not a stolen item, it doesn't have to be returned, so we don't have to do it. So why should we return it? So he told him like this. He said, I am not looking to be rich. That's not my pursuit. He says, what my pursuit is that a person will be able to say, blessed is the God of the Yehudoim, blessed is the God of Shimon Shatach. And this is the way the Shimon Shatach described this is, what do you think? You think Shimon Shatach is a barbarin? Barbarin means someone who is just trying to, jump onto wealth and trying to grow as much wealth as he can. He says, I'd rather Shimon Shatach should hear that people should say, blessed is the God of the Jews. From all riches, he says, all this is worth more than all the riches in the world. So what he says, this is a very amazing perspective. That technically one could argue that you could use these items, right? This money that he made to do a lot more, so to speak, a lot more mitzvahs, a lot more tzedakah, etc., etc. But Rabbi Shimon Shatach saw this as an opportunity that in the present, okay, what will happen in the future with that money? Many possibilities. But right now, you have an opportunity to make God's name be blessed and be mentioned, praised in the names of anybody, of non-Jews, whoever it is. And he saw that was an amazing opportunity. So obviously this is a very powerful lesson for us as well, as every opportunity that we have, it could be, we could have a lot of different, we might think big, right? We have this money, we could do so much with it, etc., etc. But you have to look at what is the factor which is driving my decision at this point. Am I looking that God's name should be publicized, God's name should be brought, wherever possible, and divinity, etc., should be brought possible, or I'm looking for, possibly my own personal gain. At the same time, I'll do some other good stuff with it. So that may possibly was what Rav Shimon Shatach was dealing with at that time, which he was even going to gain not just personal gain physically, but even spiritually, like they just Talmud in the thought. You could go learn Torah. But he wasn't thinking about himself, his own personal divinity. He was thinking about the general world and perspective, the general purpose, which is to bring divinity in the world at large, right? Even amongst the goyim. That's what Kiddush Hashem, how far it can go. So that's a very important lesson.